Here's another example of fitting data into an exponential equation. This table happens to represent the temperature of Caroline's coffee over a period of time. They've taken some temperature readings. They're measured in Fahrenheit. And you'll notice that there's not necessarily a pattern to these values, but we are going to predict for the temperature of the coffee after 60 minutes of it sitting on the table. So let's go back to Desmos. And again, I'm in my graphing screen. I'm going to go back. I want to enter this data into a table. So I'm going to go to my plus screen. I'm going to click on the table. And it's going to give me my X and Y's. So I am going to enter my data. And it goes back to that pattern again. However, I don't want 10. I want 11. And I'm going to continue my data, entering my data, and I'm going to pause the screen. I have finished entering in my data. I've also set up my axes, labeled them, and use my graph settings to help me type in those labeled axes. And I'm noticing my points. My points are definitely coming down. So as we are looking for our exponential regression, we should notice something a little bit different in those values. So let's go back, and we want to type in the expression for us. So that's y sub 1. Keyed right next to the left of your 1 key, shift, give me that similar symbol, times a times b raised to the x value. And again, I need that 1. Now you notice I didn't even have to type in that times. The calculator will automatically know that it's a multiply. It's added in a blue line. It is a decreasing line. And let's see how this plays out. Well, first of all, I have to put this back into log mode. So check that. And it will give me my R correlation coefficient, which happens to be negative. Well, it's negative because it's a decay. And it is still a pretty good fit to the -1. The parameter that they're giving me, the A term, happens to be the starting value based on our data, which is 172 degrees. And we're going to notice our rate is no longer above 1. It's below 1. And I'm going to round this rate to 3 places and to give me the 0.988. I'm going to go back to my notes. And again, I have the R, the A, and the B defined for you. And I have filled in the information. And again, notice that this is a negative value because it's a decay. Our starting or initial temperature was 172 degrees, and our rate is a 0.988. So I'm going to enter these values in because I want to predict what the temperature of her coffee will be after 60 minutes. So I'm going to take my 172, this time I put in the times symbol, times my rate to the 60th power, and I'm noticing that it's coming out to 83.3 degrees. I'm just going to round that to 83. So I can even go back to my table and enter that in as 83 degrees. And we would predict after 1 hour, the temperature of the coffee would be 83. I've also included some help on the website when you get there in case you get stuck. And again, use these notes for the activities in the slides.